Don't let them have you celebrating the life of a mass murderer, Henry Kissinger, a key player in U.S. foreign policy, passed away at 100, infamously associated with decisions causing widespread death, such as secret bombings in Cambodia and supporting oppressive regimes like Pinochet's. Kissinger's legacy is marred by involvement in destructive geopolitical strategies. His role in promoting Chile's shift to neoliberalism and influencing military actions underscores the darker aspects of his influential career. Despite controversies, Kissinger's death highlights the complex interplay between American power, geopolitical choices, and the lasting impact of individual legacies. Henry Kissinger, born in Germany in 1923, played a pivotal role in shaping modern American politics. Fleeing the Nazis in 1938, he and his family sought refuge in New York when he was just 15 years old, later becoming a U.S. citizen in 1943 while serving in the Army. Kissinger's academic journey soared with appointments at Harvard, initially as a faculty member, and later as a renowned professor specializing in foreign policy. His ascent marked him as a distinguished political scientist, historian, and foreign policy expert, achieving eminence through his writings and perspectives. Entering government service under the Nixon administration, Kissinger held key positions such as National Security Advisor and later Secretary of State. Throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s, he orchestrated groundbreaking policies, including the diplomatic opening of China and negotiating arms control treaties with the Soviet Union. His influence profoundly shaped American foreign policy strategy for nearly a decade, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1973 for his role in the Vietnam ceasefire and withdrawal of U.S. troops. Despite his impactful contributions, Kissinger faced significant criticism. The Christmas bombings of North Vietnam, involvement in coups against socialist leaders in South America, and implications in human rights violations during Argentina's dictatorship sparked controversy. His Nobel Peace Prize win drew protests and denunciations. Newly declassified documents suggested Kissinger may have given Argentina's dictatorship the green light in the late 70s for cracking down on dissidents, leading to egregious human rights violations. He also backed Pakistani genocide in 1971 against Bangladeshis, which killed hundreds of thousands. These revelations fueled campaigns accusing Kissinger of war criminality. Henry Kissinger's legacy remained divisive. Supporters commended him as a foreign policy genius, while critics decried his power politics, rationalizing atrocities, and supporting brutal regimes. His strategic acumen was acknowledged, but ethical concerns persisted. Kissinger's government service extended beyond the Nixon and Ford administrations. He continued his influential roles under Presidents Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush. His advisory roles, consultations, and diplomatic efforts contributed to shaping U.S. foreign policy over several decades. In his various roles under presidents from Nixon to George W. Bush, Kissinger maintained a generally supportive stance toward Israel. He believed Israel's security was a vital American interest, while also recognizing the need for Palestinian statehood and concessions from Israel for a comprehensive solution. His negotiating strategies prioritized incremental, confidence-building processes, and he played a role in enhancing stability in the Middle East. However, critics argued that Kissinger's alignment with Israel and reluctance to press for an end to the occupation hindered peace efforts. He supported Israel's control of conquered land after the 1967 war, facilitating aggressive settlement expansion. Military aid provided during his tenure empowered hardline Israeli leaders, hindering necessary concessions for peace. Critics, including Noam Chomsky, ACCUSED Kissinger of prolonging Palestinian suffering by allowing Israel to entrench the occupation through unwavering American support. His emphasis on incremental confidence building failed to curb Israeli human rights violations, fostering Palestinian resentment. Despite understanding components of a workable deal, critics contended that Kissinger's pro-Israel alignment and reluctance to confront intransigence betrayed the forceful diplomacy needed for a genuine negotiated settlement. His approach managed the situation temporarily but did little to lay the groundwork for enduring peace, rooted in mutual recognition and respect for both sides' rights.